Peace. Can't tell if my throat's getting cut off. Okay. If it does, it does. Um, hmm. So, in staying with our children as teachers, and leadership and all of those things, all those wonderful things, is like I said before, as I've said before, in a society that is very hierarchical, where your importance is measured by how far up the hierarchy you are and how much power you can enact on those people who are beneath you. When that same ideal is in our parenting, we're in trouble. So um, it is not the hierarchy, it is not the position, it is not the name, it is not the status, it is not whatever the title that creates leadership. It's relationship that creates leadership. Trust that creates leadership. Without trust, no one will follow. So, and even if they would follow out of fear, um, if they have any gumption about them, they're looking for a way to no longer be in that position, in a subordinate, oppressed position. And that's for everyone: children, employees, our ancestors who consistently fought to not be in oppressed positions, and situations. That is the nature of humanity. Is if I'm in a place that is valuing me less or making me feel less than, I don't want to be in this place, especially if I'm at the place where I know I deserve more than that. So if we're raising our children in spaces based on fear and domination, um, we are not raising them with a safe relationship, with an integrated relationship, with an interdependent relationship. When they grow to the point where they can be interdependent, they are dependent, of course, upon us as caretakers and protectors and nurturers and all of those things. And they will develop where they will be interdependent. And our relationship could develop to the point where we are dependent upon them. So, um, trust is what creates leadership, real leadership. um, Trust that I won't be harmed. Trust that I'd be allowed to grow. Trust that the relationship is dynamic, that I would do all that is within my power to grow and not enact harm. And then I can trust that whoever I'm in relationship with is doing all they can to grow and not enact harm upon me. Um, see, I should. I don't think of these things before the fact, so I share them in the moment. But there's a quote that says something about it. If you're walking and no one's following, you're not a leader. Something to that effect. So it can't just be because I said so or because I, I've been given the magic staff or whatever it is that is the symbol of authority. Authority comes with responsibility. Authority comes with accountability. All of those things. So just to remember that when it comes to leading our children, reminded again that our job is to protect and to nurture, to clear the way for them. And part of that job means doing our own work so that we can provide for them, not just a healthy example and modeling a healthy example, but so that in our health we can give love and nurturing in the best possible way. Bell Hooks defines love as supporting another's spiritual growth. So, not butterflies, not sex, not hot and bothered, not, ooh, I like him, but being in a place where I want someone else to spiritually develop. Meaning for me, I want them to become the fullest of themselves. I want them to be unencumbered. I want them to be unfettered. I want them to have nothing blocking their way. And in that, I will do all I can to not be an impediment to them. wanting them to spiritually grow, wanting them to expand, even if it's into spaces I don't understand. That would be love. The easiest way, I'm a sucker for science, but the easiest way to see love in action is to watch the world around you. The flowers that grow, the grass doesn't choke them out. Sometimes they grow outside of their flower beds. Sometimes you will grow fruit and the birds will eat the fruit and they will poop the seeds somewhere else and the seeds take off. The earth doesn't go, you don't belong here, and then not do it. The seeds find the nurturing they need, the nourishment they need, and they sprout. And those seeds sprout, and the flowers come off the seeds, come off the plant, and the fruits come out of the flowers, and the whole cycle starts again. That's love. That seed landing in proper soil, and the soil nurtures the seed, and the plant is born, and the plant flowers, and the plant flowers and then creates fruit, and the same animals or different animals can come back and start the whole process again. That is love. That is love. That is development. That is becoming exactly what they're supposed to be, allowing everything around them to be what they're supposed to be without choking it out, killing it, or saying you shouldn't be in this space. Another thing with leadership is there is a book, and it's a book that I read in seminary that was magnificent called Embodiment by, please forgive me, I say your name wrong, but I believe it's Maria Asi Diaz. I'll put the name in the chat. I put the whole thing in the chat after I'm finished recording. But she makes this really magnificent point, a lot of really amazing points. But one of the points she makes is that, particularly in the Western world, we live in a world that says objectivity, 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 which is a coded way of removing intuition, inner knowledge, the knowing that is not okayed by someone else. It's a very coded way of preferring what is considered male intelligence over female intelligence, even though everybody has the capability of being intuitive and listening. But it's how things are bred in our society. And objectivity is supposed to make you level headed and clear minded and not easily swayable. And it's supposed to mean that we all have an even understanding of what knowledge is and all those things. Okay, honey. Okay. Um, but objectivity often is just the subjectivity of the ruling class. It is the subjective understandings and beliefs of the people who consider themselves to be in power, who then um, they tell everyone else this is objective knowledge. But it's usually their subjective knowledge to begin with. So I really appreciated her saying that, especially when we consider that there is a whole world of knowledge that does not exist for those who consider themselves in charge, or who consider themselves to be the majority when they're really not, or who consider themselves to be the voices of reason. There's so much more reason and so much more knowing in the world. And so when one group's subjective thoughts and feelings are made objective, it eliminates a lot of other understandings. And the same thing with that's not leadership. Leadership is recognizing that there are many ways to come to uh, our goals and objectives, that collectively we have to be able to honor the knowing of everyone, that our common goals and aims allow us to balance out the knowledge that is necessary for right now, the knowledge that will carry us to the next place. Um, and so I say this for me as well as for you, is that the understanding that I have that continues to expand, because when you stop learning, you stop growing, and that's it. Even if you're walking around here with your heart beating, you are dying. Um, Even the growing understandings that I have, as I feel like I'm rapidly expanding, my children will expand beyond me in many ways. They have. They will continue to do so. And if I want to have a glimpse into the world that will be here after me, I have to receive from them. I have to be able to receive. So my leadership for them also includes receiving from them. It is in the same way that they are taking what I am giving to them and they are weighing it out and saying, "Ooh, that works. Oh, I haven't tested that yet. Got knocked on my butt. She was right." They are also saying, "I think I can tweak this some. I can add this to this. I can add me to this." And in that same vein, creating a safe space for me to lead, nurture, and grow them means I create a safe space to receive from them. And in the reception, they are showing me, over the bend, mama, where you said this is the only way to get to such and such. I've learned there's another path. I've learned there's another way. I've learned um, there's more nourishing ways to move in this direction. And then I have the choice to, am I going to stick to what I have known or what I've been taught? Or am I going to take some of what they've given to me and mix that around inside of myself as well and have the opportunity to glimpse the future, to see what it will look like for my descendants, descendants, descendants? Do I then have the space to allow what they are seeing and what they know into my spaces of intuitive knowledge so that I can expand? So that as I become an ancestor, which is a ways down the road, but as I continue moving forward into becoming an elder and becoming an ancestor, that I am that safe relationship still exists, that they still invite me in, that they still call my name in libation, that they still welcome me into spaces so that I can continue to guide, so that I can continue to lead, so that I can continue to clear the way, so I can be the elephant who walks through the vine creepers and knocks the dew off the grass. So just want you to consider what leadership looks like in all areas, and to consider that even as we are leading our children, considering what feels good for us in leadership. Who are the people we feel comfortable following? Who are the people? How are the people that we feel comfortable contributing our energy, thought, and time to move forward? So, okay, this is Reverend Okonfo Mwalimu Yogi, Sister Mama Adi.